Hey, we're back. You're back with the boys in Soul Connection. I'm your host, AJ.
I'm D.
And my counterpart, my compadre, my homie. Hey man,
brother from another mother.
Yeah. Hey man, but did you hear Tiger Woods that seized the lead in the second round of the U.S. Open?
He got all of them panties and stuff out of his mind temporarily. Being in the off seasons and get you caught up, Tiger. Huh?
But I'm happy for this brother because I know it was a lot of people that were
hoping he never bounced back.
Yeah. Because now you have to think in golf. Golf was, I ain't gonna say invented because I don't know the whole history of golf, because it might, they probably saw some African dude hitting some stuff or hitting a rock with a stick
in a gopher hole, right?
Yeah, and then they turned around and took it and made it their own. Mm-hmm. And then so I don't know the history of golf, so I'm not gonna say, but in the United States, golf was a predominantly white sport. And
why do they call it a sport?
I think because it's technically a game with a ball and a stick. So I think most sports, they call it a lot
they
of
call
things.
Boxing a sport, and there ain't no ball. Well, I mean, the balls that are in the ring, they ain't got nothing to do with the fights.
And you got the women. They've got women boxing now.
Yeah, so they ain't got no balls.
Hey, so I don't know. But you know what?
Let's look that up when we get a chance.
Yeah, I know.
What makes a sport a sport?
I know. Mayweather said that in sports. What was his comment about?
He said boxing is not a sport
because it's not a team. I guess it sort of is a team effort, isn't it? Because you got your corner, you got your cut man,
you call them a team, but they don't take none of them punches.
Hey, remember that earthquake joke when he was saying he was talking about Bernard Hopkins, and he said he could never understand how the corner man come in there and sit here and say, you got to duck, you got to throw your left, you got to do all this. And Earthquake said, man, if you see all this, maybe you need to give me that water bottle. You get these gloves.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give you.
I'm gonna give you a chance.
You give me the water bottle. I'm gonna give you gloves.
Let's trade.
If you see all this
for this fight, let's trade.
Yeah, if you see all that, then let's trade. Hey. But hey, for the ones that don't know, the Saints bounty. Now, for the ones that don't know, I'm trying to give you a recap. The last year it was alleged. And I'm going to say alleged because I think it's part of the sport. It's part of the game. It's the sport. The bounty is part of the sport. Ever since I can remember playing sports, our whole objective in this football is barbaric. You go out there and you deliver as much punishment as you possibly can. I don't think
the bounty is part of the game. I think the punishment.
No. I mean, not the bounty is part of the game. And the reason I'm saying that because as little kids, you offered treats and rewards for
taking the quarterback out,
taking him out. You know what I'm saying?
That little 7-year-old will never walk again. Good job, Jimmy.
So you was giving treats. I think it's all part of the sport, part of the particular game. But anyway, for the ones that don't know, the Saints had a bounty program, which is not legal in the NFL, and they got caught, and they got caught stupid sending emails. And
if it's only something that pertains to the NFL, would legal really apply?
Not where they had the laws. So I would say, well, I see what you're saying. You're talking about legal, illegal in the government sense, right, or the law sense. Right. I guess it's a rule. So it made it
against the rules.
It's against the rules. Okay. So they broke the NFL rules about.
But they didn't break any laws.
No laws. Okay. Sanction. They can't go to jail for this.
Right.
So for the ones that don't know, they had a bounty program.
Just booed.
Yeah. They got a bounty program.
Booed, you got caught.
They was dumb. They had a bounty program where they was offering financial incentives to go out there and deliver punishment, or
don't they get bonuses from the teams?
Not for that
amount of sacks and
yeah, I think you do get. It all depends how they contract is structured.
So it's just a matter of semantics, wording. Because I'm using Kimberly's line. It's a matter of semantics, because if as a team owner, if I say, well, I'm willing to give the guys that get a certain amount of sacks, you know, a little extra bonus. It's not like they're going to be sacking the guy as gently as possible. They're trying to hurt him.
Right. And you know what? You bring up a good point, and I mean, you got an excellent point, because but I think that they look at it as being you're offering extra money to go out and deliberately try to hurt somebody. I think in football,
that's the name of the game, isn't it?
You don't go with the intention to try to end a career. Or
a lot of guys do.
I mean, no, I think they have a brotherhood and some type of code. Now, I'm not gonna say all of them.
It's developing, but I mean, over the years, I mean, I've seen some brutal.
Because they have some dislikes in the NFL. They just like any other sport. They have some dislikes. You have some players, I can't stand him, and my objective when I go and face him, I'm going to try to take him out. They got some people that don't like each other. Honestly, they don't like each other. They hate each other. You know,
and they're going to try to really inflict some pain. And
you have teams that are rival teams that just legitimately don't like each other. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, I think that the bounty program, even though it was not, it's against the NFL rules, it's something that's always been around. I mean, from Little League, high school, college, and even in the NFL. It's going to carry on.
I'll give you a Snickers if you break little Johnny's legs. A Snickers with M&M peanuts, too? Sure.
All right. But here we go.
You can do it for Dad? The dad is the coach. You think you can do it for your dear old pop? Do it for the Gipper.
Hey, but here's the headline. The NFL turns over some evidence to the 4 players suspended from the Saints bounty program.
I'll do it for you,
but
Pop.
The lawyers...
Don't tell your mama.
Hey, I'm trying to read the headlines and you got jokes, man. But don't tell your mom. Don't tell
your mama. I'm trying to get some tonight. You know?
Hey, but the lawyers of the players saying Friday.
I want to win twice.
All right, we're going to forget this the Saints bounty program.
I'm sorry.
All right, but hey.
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. The bounty program. That's what the topic is.
The topic. All right. Oh, wow.
Sit down, Johnny.
The NFL turned over some evidence to the 4 players suspended for the Saints bounty program, but the lawyers for the players said Friday that they are seeking more information. Currently, Saints linebacker Jonathan Velma and the defensive end Will Smith, not the rapper Will Smith, and Green Bay defensive end Anthony Hargrove, and Cleveland linebacker Scott, I'm going to mess this guy's name. Fujita. Okay. All right. Will have their appeals heard Monday by the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. We have followed the procedure set forth by the CBA on appeals of the Commission Discipline League spokes Greg Aiello said. The process includes parties exchanging copies of exhibits until they find in which they find intent to reply on later and 3 calendar days prior to the hearing. Aiello added they have evidence over 200 pages of documents that they're going to turn over to them. And I guarantee you it's probably about 50 or 100 of them are these dumb behind, I'm going to say it, dumbass coach, assistant coach that sent them out in memos and in emails.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you the thing, they was investigating them for a while. So it was like it was like somebody from the powers that be in the NFL came to them and said, "Hey, we got wind that you guys have a bounty program. We have to investigate it. So stop it."
So the investigators are like, wow, they're still sending emails.
Yeah, like, you dummy.
It's like Jack behind.
They investigated for like 3 years.
And they're telling them, hey, we're going to be investigating you guys, and they're still sending emails.
I think because a lot of them
still investigating you guys.
We're above this thing. We're above it. We're above it. We don't have to worry about that. They're not going to do anything to us. And not Sean Combs, the head coach for the thing, he got suspended for 1 year. So it is what it is. But hey, due to this right here, and I know D is gonna love this topic right here. Due to our the backlash that we received for the women in the military thing, I have printed out evidence, scientific evidence, that men and women think differently.
Yeah, so you can't fault us for not agreeing with you, and I don't care if you agree with me.
Their thought process is different.
Chris Rock put it best.
The great philosopher.
The great Chris Rock put it best. He said, a woman's mindset is she's not going to let a little thing like sense mess up her argument.
Not at all, not at all. But hey, here's scientific proof. Men and women do think differently. At least there are an atomic of the brain is concerned. According to new studies, the brain is made primarily of two different types of tissue called the gray matter and the white matter. The new research revealed that men think more with the gray matter and women think more with the white matter. Now, researchers stress that that's just because the two sexes think differently doesn't mean that it affects the intelligence performance. Now, I've been telling y'all that we think different from y'all, and y'all don't seem to believe it. When we tell you this is what, if you like, now this is one thing I never got, and oh man, we're gonna run over in time, but I got to tell the story. I was dating this lady. She had a son, 13, 14-year-old son, and it was her daughter, her best friend, and herself sitting around trying to discuss what was going on and what was the thought pattern of this young man, why he was getting in the trouble that he was getting into. Not one time did these three ladies turn
ask
to
you
me,
anything.
Ask me a question.
But
they trying to figure it out themselves, and I'm sitting here like, ooh. Ask me. Not one time did they think that hey, let's ask the man that was a 13-year-old, 14-year-old boy at one point in time.
At some point.
They didn't ask me. They tried to figure it out themselves, and I sat there myself and thought, I wonder how long it's going to take for them to come and say, hey, what do you think?
Hey, that reminds me of the list, the top 10 list of things that women hate about men.
Uh-huh.
It reminds me of that, because a lot of the perspectives of those perspectives, just like the thing that you have here, the letter.
Okay.
A lot of the perspectives are perspectives that are basically coming from the position to where women think they know what a man is. It's like
and you know what the key
instead
word
of the
you
man
said,
defining himself, they're defining, well, a real man. It's like, how can you tell me what a real man is? Can I see your birth certificate? Let me see your birth certificate before you tell me what a real man is.
And that's the key thing. Hey, ladies, we got scientific proof. And we've been telling this for years, but y'all guys don't never listen to us.
It's not better or worse that we think differently. We just think differently.
And
just accept it, move on, and
if I want to know, if I want to know what a woman is, if I want to know what a woman is thinking, I will go to a woman. If you want to know what a man is thinking, go to a man.
Well, I mean, things are so different nowadays, because that's old school. What you just said, that's old school. That's just saying that you old school. You watch American Top Model. The women are going to a man, asking the man how they should walk as a woman.
Wow, you took it there.
It's the truth.
I wasn't even thinking nothing like that.
It's the truth. I mean, that's where we are now. To where it's.
Hey, and I was not thinking that. You're absolutely right.
They're going to a man, asking a man
how to walk.
How can I be sexy?
How to walk like a lady.
How to walk like a lady. And he's showing them in his heels. He's showing them. Then you got to twist like this, and you got to bam, hit that spot. Here's the mark. That's it, girl. Walk like a man. I mean, like a woman walking like a man. Walk like a woman, walking like a man, trying to be a woman.
Hey, you're tuned in to TriStar Radio.
Thank you, oh great wise man, woman, walker.
Hey, you're tuned in to TriStar Radio. Stay tuned.